Some time ago now, there was activity in the Star Trek and gaming communities, in a place where they overlapped. Star Trek games, because there was a new game coming out. It was Star Trek Resurgence, but it wasn't coming out on Steam. It was only coming out on, when I say the Epic Games Store, I don't think it was an EA thing. Anyway, that was a problem for me, because due to the limitations of my computer, I have to run Linux, because it's less demanding, and there's no compatibility options for Linux on whichever store it was available on at the time, so I was very sad. And I basically resigned myself to just never being able to play that game. That was true until... where the hell is the release date? Until the 23rd of May, 2024. I did not know that this game existed on Steam and that I could play it until... what's the date now? The 22nd of August. I mean, it was a few weeks ago now, but that was a big news that I missed by like 2 months. So, now, I am happy to say that... hello everyone, and welcome to Star Trek Resurgence. Okay, so you don't know this, but I have begun this game twice already, and then decided I wanted to change some settings and things. So, here we go again. But not for you, this is the first time for you. Well done. Let's get into it. This is a Dramatic Labs adventure. The relationships and events you're about to experience will be shaped by the choices you make. I certainly hope so. That was unnecessary. My nose is itching. Now it's itching in a different place. Now my chin... Stop itching!
57931.4. The crew is restless. After spending too many months piecing our ship back together, we're finally about to venture out on a new mission. And the crew isn't letting this unprecedented ion storm slow them down. They're ready for something different. I know I am. Perhaps more than any of them. Fortunately, nothing ever stays the same. It's entropy, the nature of the universe. Change is inevitable. And while entropy says order gives way to chaos, in this case, change is good. Our new first officer is en route to the Resoloute. Jara Rydek. I know she'll bring a welcome dose of new blood to the crew.
Are we Bajoran? No, that doesn't look Bajoran. Oh god, do I need to lower the graphic settings? Shut up, stuff's happening. Ah! Is motion blur on? I hope motion blur isn't on. Motion blur is off.
Thanks.
Okay. No. So I can already see I need to lower it to standard at least.
No problem.
I'm not great with flying. But
and yet you joined Starfleet, don't close your eyes, I've seen worse.
Worst.
And yet...
Here's a tip, don't close your eyes. You'd think that would make it easier, but it only makes it worse. Look out the window, pick a star, and just focus on that.
I'll give it a try.
The crew is impacted by things you say. Ensign.
Sorry, I'm a little anxious.
I hadn't noticed.
I'm on my way to my first assignment. When we get to the starbase, I'm transferring on to the Resoloute.
Speak of the
So
devil.
am I.
Are we about to see the Resoloute?
It won't be easy for
No.
Jara to step in at the 11th hour like this. But if she's half the officer I knew she could become when she was a cadet at Starfleet Academy, she'll be the XO this ship needs right now.
Steamrunner, Excelsior, Nova, Miranda. My God, it's stunning. Well, it looks hideous because of the graphic settings, but that's necessary. I think that's a Type 7 shuttle. Oh. I'm very excited. Okay. Bloody PC, son of a bastard. Minimum it is! I'm so sorry. Can I walk? Oh, cool. I know the drill, game. Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh. I'm gonna have to sacrifice one of these. I'm so sorry, but this is supposed to be a video source that doesn't have my webcam in it. It's slowing me down. So sorry. That's a little better. Just working around. So it's an ion storm, and there's the shuttle. And, well, not much has happened so far. What am I doing? Examine something? Oh, the livery.
A starbase on the very edge of Federation space. Long way from home now.
Feel like the talking could be louder. Dialogue volume is on full. Sound effects volume could be a bit lower. Music volume, it's maybe a bit lower too. I hope my head's not covering too much. Yeah, it should be fine. I'm not sure. Maybe... Hold on. Yeah.
Commander?
Yes?
I'm not usually such a nervous wreck, by the way. I actually did well at the Academy.
Oh yeah?
Maybe you've heard of the Torvalin test?
Nope.
Sounds familiar.
Oh.
It's a tactical simulator that makes the Kobayashi Maru look like a picnic on Pintaris 5. Anyway, I finished in the top 20. Not just in my class. I mean, all time. In the history of the Academy. So, there's that.
Really? That's quite impressive.
Thank you. It was tough. But you know, I set my mind to it and it paid off.
The thing is, he's comparing a tactical simulation to the Kobayashi Maru, but the Kobayashi Maru isn't supposed to be a tactical simulation. It's supposed to be a measure of your response to certain stimuli, rather than actually focusing on the tactics and strategy of battles. So it's not much of a comparison, so he's kind of missing the point of it. Hence why he's probably not in... Yeah, he's not in the command division. Anyway. Okay. Enough of that.
Please place your hand here. Hold it there for a few seconds.
I'm kind of... That's not really dead on. Commander Jara Rydek.
Commander Rydek.
Wait, you're Jara Rydek? You absolutely crushed the Torvalin test.
You don't say.
You finished in what, like the top 3?
That would be me.
Now I'm really... It's an honor to meet you, Commander. Sorry, I didn't realize before. I just came off the shuttle and was
Let's
glad
be
to be
humble.
on solid ground.
Pleasure is mine.
The pleasure is mine. Ensign,
Paul Calloway.
Calloway.
good to meet you.
I'm bad with
I
names.
believe Commander Ermot is expecting you. He's in the concourse just ahead.
See you on the Resolute.
Oh god, I already forgot his name. Yes, god damn it. Calloway. Stop it! Calloway. Something Calloway. Ensign Calloway. Gotta get that in there. Let's see how it goes if I up the graphic settings. It's not too bad. It's actually pretty good. I'm not gonna say anything back? That's a bit rude. Can I run? Ooh, I can run, but there's no need. Concourse. The bloody hell is a concourse? ChatGPT is so much better.
A concourse is a large, open space or hall, often found in public buildings like airports, train stations, or shopping malls. It's a place where people can gather, meet, or pass through. Think of it as a central hub or meeting point.
Thank you. Goodbye. You know, in case it becomes sentient. Oh no, it heard that! No! Commander...
If I remember my briefing, Commander Ermot is a Bolian.
Bolian?
So I'm looking for someone with blue skin.
Not just blue skin, they've got no hair, sometimes, and they've got, like, stripy little things going across the back of their head, and a big ridge going down the middle of their face. Bolian. Ah! Bolian! Ooh, what's that? Information? Shut up, character. Is that a Saurian, or is that just a bald human?
First officer?
Someone from the crew got promoted?
No, get this. They're from a different ship.
Whew. Wonder how the crew feel about that.
Oh.
It makes them look desperate. Is their crew that bad?
Yeah, not a good look.
Oh, God, there's gonna be some tension between me and the crew, isn't there? Oh. Oh, that means I have to prove myself. Commander! Hello? Commander...
Welcome to the edge of the galaxy, Commander Rydek. I'm Commander Jan Ermot, Operations Officer on the Resolute.
For fuck. Okay. Music volume, even lower. Sound effects volume, even... No. Sound effects volume, you bloody janky thing.
Commander? I hope there wasn't too much trouble getting here. This storm isn't making anything easy for us right now.
I do have to prove
I know
myself.
conditions are less than ideal at the moment.
It was perfectly fine. No trouble at all.
I'm glad to hear it.
I kind of lied there.
We're grateful you were able to come fill our first officer vacancy at such short notice. From everything I've read and everything I've heard, we're lucky you were available to us. Coming from a premier starship and all. To our little research vessel.
What have you heard? It's good to know.
What exactly have you heard about me?
First in your class at the Academy. Received the Starfleet Award of Valor during the Dominion War. Most recently, Tactical Officer and Chief of Security on the USS Endeavor.
You've done your homework.
Like I said, we're very lucky.
Hey, she's a beauty, isn't she?
The USS Resoloute. She may not look like much compared to the bigger ships, but as far as science vessels go, she can more than hold her own. And she doesn't look so bad considering 6 months ago she was nearly cracked in half, venting plasma, fighting for her life.
It was an accident?
Equipment malfunction. An accident suggests fault, but no one's to blame. It was a planned test, but the warp core was pushed beyond its limits. It destabilized the dilithium, there was a runaway reaction, and the warp bubble deformed. We thought we could reach a higher resonant frequency, but it was more than she could handle. Cost us our first officer and 22 of our crew. At the end of the day, we're all responsible for each other. That's what it means to be a crew.
Jeez, that's intense.
I can't even begin to imagine what that must have been like for you. I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you. It does weigh heavy. There are some things you can't forget.
Oh, am I prying?
Did you lose anyone close to you?
Too many. And to that I'll just say, you have big shoes to fill. Listen, I realize you've known Captain Solana for quite some time, and I'm sure you're ready to bring your best. But I should warn you that when the captain announced you would be the new first officer, there were those who felt it was a mistake, that he should have promoted from within. So you might want to tread lightly at first. Until they come to value your contributions as much as he does.
Trust is earned, and it sounds like I have my work cut out for me. But I plan on winning them over.
I don't doubt that. I just figured it was better to know what you're walking into.
Of course.
Starfleet has assigned us a high-priority mission to the Hotari region. I'll let the captain brief you on board. I know he's eager to see you.
Will we be mission ready in time?
We have every intention. The crew has been working around the clock to get the ship ready. There's still so much to do.
20 and the first officer. Sounds like Voyager. Oh. Oh, switching characters, I think.
Stuck. I got just the thing.
Plasma torch? I'm an engineer. I should know this. Well, this character is an engineer anyway. I'm not an engineer. Okay, so it's a torch. Picard uses a plasma torch to try and kill someone. That is a hyper spanner. Oh. Oh, hyper spanner. That's definitely not a torch of any kind. I'm going to say this is a plasma torch. God. Damn it! This was going to be my second guess, and it is. I'm an engineer, not a medical worker, Mr. Spock. 5? Oh, eh.
And that...
That is kind of satisfying. D. Why did I look? I know where D is. It's underneath my index finger. D and...
is that.
The lower decks.
I thought that thing was totally fried. Nice work, Carter.
Nothing to it, Millie.
And not a moment too soon. The boss wants us down in engineering. Like, now.
I can't see her rank, Pip, and I don't know how the crew person ranks work. I can't see them. Use shift while moving to run. I mean, she did say now. They did say now. Apologies. Hey! It just stopped me from running. Let me run! Can you... What's the point of giving the option if I can't use it? Junction 30... I don't have to read that. It doesn't matter. Not after Resurgence. Faster, damn it!
Engineering.
Engineering.
I heard the new EXO just arrived. Won't be long before we get underway. I just hope whatever Chovok called us down for, it's something good. I can never tell with him. I'd rather not end up degaussing plasma manifolds. Hanging upside down makes me queasy.
You and me working together, we can tackle anything he throws at us.
Your optimism is positively contagious.
Why, thank you.
Looks like we got here before.
Lieutenant Commander Chovok.
We were just looking for you, Commander.
Petty Officers Ed Solar, Diaz. I was beginning to think you would be late. We are all hands on deck right now, which means if you are not at your post at the appointed time, I do not have someone to replace you. A point I have been forced to make to Petty Officer Edzelar on repeated occasions.
He's a lieutenant commander.
Apologies for the delay, Commander.
I do not want your apologies. Simply see to it that it does not happen again.
So, I don't suppose you wanted us down here to check in before we go off duty?
Equip yourselves in EV suits to work on the exterior of the hull. I need you to tune the structural integrity field for optimal performance. The subspace distortions and ionic interference we are experiencing are preventing the proper calibration. But this ship must be ready to depart shortly, despite the storm. The precise nature of these disturbances are not fully understood. But many systems have been affected by the wide band of emissive activity.
Whatever it throws at us, we'll be ready. We've got the best chief engineer in the fleet.
I am a Vulcan, Mr. Diaz. Flattery is not necessary. All that I require is that you do your job. Right now, that entails critical preparations, because long-range sensors show that these disturbances will be more severe at our destination, the Hotari system. You have your orders. Do not delay.
Yes, Commander Chovok. All hands on deck.
What's that?
All hands on deck. That's what Chovok said. You know what that means?
It's a
It
metaphor.
means this ship isn't ready to go out, and the brass know it.
Oh.
So they're throwing every warm body at it. And they're going to leave on schedule. Consequences be damned.
You won't get an argument from me, Nelly. Sure seems like everyone's still scrambling.
And I get it. When has a relaunch ever gone off without a hitch? But this isn't just any old refit or any old relaunch.
Oh, whoa.
Excuse me.
A lot of new faces coming on board. It's gotta be tough coming as a replacement. That's for sure.
They seem all right. Something that happened 6 months ago while they were off on another ship? Well, that's nothing to hold against them.
Yeah, you're right. I guess getting a little new blood on board doesn't hurt. Hold on. Now there's an old face I didn't expect to see again. Hey, Miranda!
You weren't gonna leave without me, were you?
Miranda, you're here?
We thought you were staying on the Adirondack.
Transfer came in at the last minute, so I figured I'd slum it on this bucket of bolts. Looks like you got her back together pretty nicely. I wasn't sure what to expect.
Don't insult my ship.
Don't talk badly about one of the best ships in all of Starfleet.
We've rebuilt enough of her by now. She better be one of the best.
We'll see about that. But I am glad to be here.
She's a crewman second class.
He still owes me a bottle of Saurian brandy. Don't think I forgot.
Oh yeah, it's coming back to me now.
Maybe Carter can rustle up that bottle and we can give you a proper welcome. As soon as we wrap up this quick little spacewalk.
Here, let me help you.
Thanks.
So what's the word? Are you back in the security rotation?
Yep. Still running with the usual suspects.
Whoa.
Good to go. See you on the other side.
Activating magnetic souls.
God, the sensitivity. How do I... Controls. No, keyboard, no, wait. I'm gonna... That did nothing. Okay. Cat hair. Right! Into space we go! They didn't include any sort of whooshing of the air being removed from here or being sucked into space, which kind of bothered me. Love a good whoosh. What does that mean?
That view never gets old.
Let's go.
Oh, I love it when they do this. They show the ship in its true size. They're not really showing much of the ship. I suppose they're focusing on the ion storm. Where's the registry? Are we switching characters again? All hands.
Captain Solano should be here momentarily. You'll have to forgive me, I don't know much about Kobliads. But my understanding is you need a steady supply of duridium to keep your cell structure stabilized, or bad things start to happen. And we have plenty of duridium in sickbay, so there's no risk of running out.
Thank you.
Feel free to make yourself at home. And help yourself to whatever you like from the replicator.
Wasn't expecting that. That's from that episode where Bashir acts weird.
That's not possible. They should be shut down by now.
Oh, wander around the captain's office. Don't want to be seen behind the desk, so let's just observe from this side, shall we? Nothing to observe. No, Captain won't like me replicating food when I'm supposed to be doing a meeting. Examining's good. Amethyst?
The first mineral Captain Solano ever discovered.
Oh.
Always was the nostalgic type.
Oh.
Jara Rydek. Last time I saw you, it was graduation from the academy. You'd already secured one of the most prestigious assignments possible. And you were burning with enough ambition to fuel 7 trips around the Necrid Expanse.
It's good to see you again, Captain.
I could not be happier to have you on the Resoloute. My only regret is that we couldn't provide you with a warmer welcome. The arrival of a first officer to her new ship deserves a bit of fanfare. But, unfortunately, we've had our hands full with the refit.
You can spare me the pomp and circumstance. There's plenty of work to be done without all that.
You always had a work ethic like nothing I'd ever seen. That's just what this ship needs at the moment. As I'm sure you've heard, we've had a rough go of it these last 6 months. The ship suffered some damage, but not nearly as much as the crew.
The accident? No!
I assume you mean the accident.
That's right. The tragic accident, really.
Damn it, I forgot.
We were on the verge of a major scientific breakthrough. A quantum leap forward in warp core technology. 10,000 teradynes per second. The ability to travel at a sustained rate of speed longer and faster than we ever dreamed. What would have been the crowning achievement of my career. Right there, within our grasp. Until it all went so horribly wrong. We pushed her too hard, and a warp core malfunction overloaded the system, creating a pressure gradient way beyond what the ship can handle. It was heartbreaking. We lost some of our best people. As captain, I have to take full responsibility. It was my decision to make, and I have to live with the consequences.
We all know the risks when we sign up. There are no guarantees. As much as we tell ourselves otherwise.
True. But as captain, my job is to mitigate and manage the risks as much as possible. And that's where I failed. In my defense, I will say, we might have avoided the whole ordeal if my senior staff had been willing to trust me. There was a lot of pushback from my former XO, and I think that cost me his confidence. I don't want you to pull any punches. Certainly not on my account. But once we decide on a course of action, I need everyone to fully commit to the mission.
The Jellicoe type, isn't it?
Anything short of that just won't work. And that's when things start to go sideways.
Well, the final decision is the captain's.
This is your ship, and you are the captain. So as far as I'm concerned, whatever you say, goes.
That's the kind of support I'm looking for. Look,
It is?
I'll be blunt. We can't afford another mistake. Or at least, I can't.
This guy's bloody arrogant. No, stop.
I feel like my career is hanging in the balance here. We need a win. Something to restore the crew's confidence.
I understand.
On a more positive note, Starfleet has tasked us with what they're calling a mission of the highest priority. Escorting a senior diplomat to Hotari space. Two previously peaceful and otherwise non-aggressive civilizations now find themselves on the brink of all-out war.
So it's a peacekeeping mission.
I see it as a golden opportunity to not only prove what the Resolute and her crew are truly capable of, but also a mission for which we're uniquely qualified. This ionic storm. Our long-range sensors suggest it's several orders of magnitude stronger than anything on record. A total anomaly like nothing we've seen before. And you'll never guess where it leads.
Hotari.
Exactly. Very nearly in the precise location where we're headed. Where I imagine the interference will be exponentially greater.
Fascinating.
But the diplomat will brief us on the details at the rendezvous.
Who is the senior diplomat we're escorting?
That I don't know. Starfleet hasn't said. But I don't want to get ahead of myself. I expect we'll have some rough sledding when we arrive, so I need you to prepare the crew for the worst. There's just one more thing I want to clarify up front. The metric that for me will be the ultimate measure of your success.
What is it?
If after serving as my first officer, you don't one day find yourself with a ship of your own, then I will consider it my personal failure. When that might happen is entirely up to you. But it goes without saying, you have my full support.
It's been a dream of mine since before I can remember. So I would be honored to become a captain someday.
As long as you're willing to do the work, you have my promise. I'll do everything in my power to see that it happens.
Thank you.
Come, let me introduce you to the crew.
Whew. We've already met the ops officer, Commander something or other. I expected the ready room to be right connected to the bridge. It's a nice bridge. But blue. Commander on deck!
Everyone, if I could have your attention for a moment. I'd like to introduce Commander Jara Rydek, our new first officer. Some quick introductions. This is Lieutenant Handar, our helmsman, one of the best in the business.
One of?
Well, what he lacks in humility, he more than makes up for in ability.
A pleasure to meet you, Commander.
Likewise.
I've already forgotten his name.
Next, we have Commander Westbrook, our chief science officer.
Westbrook.
I've come to rely on his expert counsel on a regular basis.
Pleasure.
Lots of commanders.
Commander Rydek, it is such an honor to meet you.
Tactical
This is our
officer?
tactical officer, Lieutenant Bedrosian.
Bedrosian?
Been looking forward to meeting you for about as long as I can remember.
I forgot
I've
the other
been
guy's
following
name.
your career for quite some time.
God,
And
I'm
I
so
look
bad
forward
with
to learning
names.
as much as I can from you.
So you've heard of me? That's very kind. The honor is mine.
If anything, the honor is mine.
Well, I have to admit, one of the reasons I've followed your career is because you're part Kobliad, because of what you've overcome. Starfleet stands up for people who can't defend themselves, and you were one of those people once. But since then, you've done so much to protect others who need it.
Good save.
I really admire that. So, you've been something of an inspiration to me. Not that I've done anything close to what you've done, but you definitely set a standard to strive for.
That's very kind of you to say, but enough about me. We have a lot of work to do.
Oh, yes, of course.
Damn it!
And then, of course, you've already met Commander Ermont. Please, do everything you can to make Commander Rydek feel at home here. I'll be on the starbase. I have an urgent meeting with the starbase commander to get our authorization to get underway. If they drag their feet any longer, we won't make our rendezvous. The bridge is yours.
Fantastic. This should be not awkward at all. Right, hello everyone! Right.
Commander, Chief Engineer Chovak needs to lower the structural integrity field. He's sent a crew out to recalibrate the emitters in response to the danger posed by the storm. We just need your go-ahead.
By all means.
Permission granted.
Lowering structural integrity field, now.
Entering maintenance mode. Condition blue.
Storm
The storm is
surge.
getting worse.
Looks like they turned off the SIF.
Great. Let's get to that emitter.
Oh god. A? Can I look around a little bit? This is stimulating.
Every time we're out here, I half expect to see her in pieces again.
She's still got some scars on her. It adds character.
Can I look
When
around?
I joined Starfleet, all I wanted was a ride out of town. But this isn't exactly how I pictured it.
On the outside of the ship?
No. Sometimes it feels like we're just part of the machinery. Don't you want more than that? I mean, Starfleet is noble and all, but it's still a machine. A massive, massive machine.
Yeah, of course I do. Starfleet's an open door. We just have to walk through it. You wanted to get away.
My bloody lungs.
I enlisted for this. I didn't want to wait years just to get out and see the galaxy.
Ah.
I wanted to go somewhere. See new worlds. Look up at a sky no one's ever seen before. Just because I'm cranking a hyperspanner up in a Jeffries tube today doesn't mean that's all I'll ever be. Diaz to Commander Chovak. We are at the SIF emitter.
Acknowledged. You may proceed with the recalibration.
Structural integrity field emitter. So the mouse is like grabby, and then movement is all the keys. What do I need? Oh. Calibration tool.
Beginning recalibration.
What? Oh. Oh.
Looks good. That wasn't so hard.
Why is it beeping? Report?
Commander Westbrook, right? Chief Science Officer.
Westbrook.
You remembered my name and my rank.
No.
Impressive. Yes, I'm the Chief Science Officer, and I have the dubious honor of being the most senior officer on this bridge. I know this ship inside and out. Better than just about anyone.
What a very impressive list of credentials.
This is a research and discovery ship, first and foremost. Now with a former tactical officer as its new first officer. I'm curious, though. A Kobliad, or half in your case, is an odd choice for first officer, given your vulnerable condition and all. But if, as an example, we found ourselves in a hostile situation, and you were suddenly incapacitated because you needed an infusion, what would happen then?
I'm going to put a knife right up through your chin and into your skull.
You'd leave Captain Solano without an XO.
Prick.
Granted, that would be a worst-case scenario.
Thank you for your concern, bitch.
But not outside the realm of possibility.
That's very kind of you to be concerned about my well-being. But you don't need to trouble yourself on my account. I'll be fine.
Well, I wouldn't say I was concerned. Just curious, that's all.
Absolute, pompous little...
Listen, can I be blunt, Commander?
I see no reason to stop now.
Commander Sutherland, your predecessor, was one of the best first officers in all of Starfleet. His record was impeccable and his reputation was without equal. I mean no disrespect, but the shoes you're stepping into are almost impossible to fill. He was loved by the crew. And he was one of my closest friends. So I can only hope that you'll live up to expectations.
I don't think I could ever replace Commander Sutherland. And it would be a mistake to even try.
Seeing as Captain Solano is on the starbase, let me give you an update on this ion storm we're flying into. It's unusual, unlike anything I've ever seen. At the moment, I can't tell you if the Resoloute will shrug it off or if we're putting ourselves at risk. However, if we learn more about its patterns, its nature, we can come up with a scientific countermeasure. Just a moment.
Report?
We've got a massive energy wave inbound.
Raise
on
shields.
Screen.
No! Don't put it on screen! Raise the blood... Oh, we're attached to the starbase.
Tracing its trajectory.
Starbase docking clamps are holding.
The storm's emissions are fluctuating, coming in waves. And if my projections are right, we're about to get hit by a wide-band burst of ionic energy. Like a tsunami.
All hands brace.
I'm reading power abnormalities all over the ship.
Estimate.
Red alert!
Aye.
Detach from the station, raise shields. Or tell the station to raise shields.
Evacuating main gangway and retracting.
Yes.
Putting sensor visualization on screen.
With the structural integrity field shut down, we can't take a direct hit.
Time to impact. 1 minute.
Shield systems are severely impacted. We have limited protection.
I need every available solution. What are our options?
We can weaken the impact of the storm with a deflector pulse.
Do it.
There's a better way.
I'm sending all auxiliary
Don't
power
do
to
it.
the deflector dish.
Send the aux power to the shields. We can't reactivate the entire shield bubble, but it's a directional threat. So we can orient all we have towards the wave. You have to believe me.
We only get one shot at this. We can't afford to get it wrong.
That's right, which is why we need to send power to
I prefer
our
shields.
Adrosian, get those shields up.
Rerouting power to shields. Stand by. I need a heading. We've only got one shot.
Understood.
Dead on.
My command.
Oh.
Heading locked.
Raise shields.
Don't fail me now, instincts.
This is it!
All hands, brace for impact.
What happened?
We have experienced a surge of radiation.
Oh,
You don't say.
This radiation supercharged the plasma, forcing it to backflush through the system and creating a dangerous imbalance.
Blow out every primary system on the ship.
Just tell us where you need us.
I need you to traverse the hull to the access port to recalibrate the port nacelle plasma regulator.
Access port, port nacelle plasma regulator. Haul ass now! Oh, we're there.
We've reached the first access point.
Understood. Do you see the override for the level 1 failsafe circuits?
It's not even open. Ah! I think so. I'm not an engineer.
Engage the override. It should allow us to stop the EPS flow to the warp engine without triggering an automatic core shutdown.
Failsafe override engaged.
Are you sure? I am registering some crosstalk in the bypass circuit.
We need to route the signals so they don't interfere with each other.
Technobabble? Huh. Ah! No! Let it move! Let it move!
Diaz to Resoloute. The failsafes are temporarily disabled. Moving on to the EPS regulator.
Heads up, Carter.
What is that?
One of the discharges coalesced.
It's coming right toward us.
That's nice.
I'm gonna try to disrupt it with my phaser.
One. Oh.
So we gotta climb up the pylon. Not that there's really an up, but, you know.
Oh, I like this. I don't mind this. Oh my god. Move faster! We've got limited time here! Oh, we've got incoming. Oh! Oi! Get disrupted! Well, it's not coming from behind us, is it? Oh, bloody hell. Ah!
Are you alright?
Yeah. Suit took most of it.
There's so many!
Snuck up on me.
That damaged your suit. Energy density is down to 60%.
Behind? No?
We're almost to the regulator.
Christ. I should get a bloody medal for this. God, please don't tell me there's like... Ah!
We're at the regulator point. Opening the access panel.
I am now halting the EPS flow to the port nacelle. We have little time before it causes an overload in the engine.
Move!
We must work efficiently.
I'm increasing my sensitivity.
EPS manifold adjusters reset to neutral.
What am I? I don't even...
The EPS lines to the port warp engine are back in balance. Almost done. Once I cycle the manifold nozzles, Chovak can...
Oh. Do we have transporters?
Get down! Diaz to bridge. We just lost the docking clamp. We've got a lot of debris coming down. Hull vibrations, too. We can't finish the EPS regulation in these conditions. Please advise.
We have to release the ship from that other docking clamp or the hull will be ripped apart.
There's a problem. The clamps are supposed to disengage automatically in an emergency, but it's not working.
Not working.
Target
What
faces.
are our options?
The docking clamps are fitted with exploding bolts for an emergency release.
We've got crew out there. That'd be like setting off a bomb next to them.
Maybe there's another way.
Starbase is hailing us.
Put him through.
Resolute, the remaining mooring arm is failing. You need to disengage from the starbase now. The damage to the station will be catastrophic.
We have crew outside and are looking for the
We have
safest way
people
to...
on this station. If that mooring arm breaks, we could lose dozens of crew.
Commander, hear me out. Reverse the polarity of the hull, which theoretically will repel the docking clamps.
And repel the engineering crew right off the hull into the storm.
This is Captain Solano. Put me on screen.
Go ahead. Captain, we have a situation.
Commander, what are you doing? Blow the bolts on the docking clamp.
The captain doesn't know the whole story.
I'm giving you an order. Jara?
Captain, you brought me here because you trusted me. Can you trust me now?
You better be sure you make the right decision.
The captain made himself quite clear.
Shut
We're
up.
gonna get hammered with debris out there. Reverse the polarity.
There is protocol.
And there are lives.
Starbase, stand by. We're gonna flip hull polarity to disengage the clamps.
Yes, Commander.
He's not on the ship. He doesn't have a damn right to do anything. I'm in command.
Repair crew, this is Acting Captain Jara Rydek. Be advised, we are going to reverse hull polarity to free us from the remaining docking clamp. Tether yourself and deactivate your boots on my mark.
Understood.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Mark!
Grab my hand! I got you.
Thank you.
Plasma imbalance is reaching critical condition. We are moments from primary system failure.
I got it.
Go! Jesus Christ, Diaz, you need to work out more! Huh?
Look out!
Jesus.
I got you. Petty Officer Edselar's hurt and unconscious. I'm gonna have to tow her back to the airlock.
Mr. Diaz, the situation has changed. You are at risk of triggering a substantial electromagnetic arc if you approach the main hull the way you came.
But Commander, the way we came is the nearest airlock.
There is an auxiliary hatch near you on the far end of the pylon. You must bring Miss Edselar there to access the interior.
Yes, sir.
Roger that. Go in there now.
Oh! Can I look right to see where they're coming?
I'm at the auxiliary hatch.
Get on with it!
You go first.
What?
Let me save your neck this time.
No.
No time to fight me on this.
Not on your life.
Let's not let it come down to that.
I'd rather die than have someone close to me die.
We made it.
They're safe. Bringing the SIF fully online.
Is he smiling?
Do it.
The price of duty.
Nilly.
I'm good. Help me with him.
She probably has a concussion.
Let's get this off. Medical. Got one wounded at my location. Carter. You don't look so good. You gotta be more careful. I just got here. I'm not ready to see you two get blown to space dust just yet. Now let's get you down to sickbay.
Great.
I mean, she'd already been injured. She's less likely to have survived.
Status report.
The repair crew made it inside. EPS flow is back to nominal levels. The SIF is back up.
How does this affect mission readiness, Mr. Ermont?
Releasing the docking clamps using hull polarity minimized damage to the Resoloute. We'll have some last-minute repairs to make, but if we reapportion some of the staff, we can make our departure on time. As of now, however, we are successfully moored to the station.
Good to hear. Send updates to my ready room. Commander Rydek, with me.
Ooh, I'm gonna get a dressing down. Hopefully not literally. He's gonna explode.
You disobeyed my orders.
Damned right.
Well?
It was the right decision.
Respectfully, Captain, I made the right choice given the information
You
I had.
disobeyed my orders! And not just in front of the bridge crew, but the starbase staff as well. That's going to get around. My name's already tarnished around the fleet. But what is it going to do to my credibility on this ship? From the top to the bottom. Bridge to lower decks.
Maybe I shouldn't have disobeyed a direct order, but you were wrong. You weren't on board, and you didn't have all the information. So I made the right decision for the ship. If you're worried about your credibility, put your ego aside and trust your crew. Trust me.
You might have won some fans on the bridge with that stunt, but not everyone. Lieutenant Commander Chovak has already bent my ear.
I'm sure he doesn't take it personally. He'll get over it in time.
Mr. Chovak is more complicated than he would want to admit. I guess we all are. And, if I'm being honest, I'm not sure what I would have done in the moment either. You never really know if you weren't in those shoes. So, let's just boil it down to, you did what you had to. That'll have to be good enough for me.
Thank you for understanding, sir. I'm sure no one knows the burden of command as well as you do.
I'm sure you will,
someday. Despite it all, we got our final Starfleet clearance to depart. So if you'll fetch Mr. Ermot, we'll knock out the final details of any outstanding repairs, and then we'll set out for Hotari.
Yes, sir.
Oh, I think that's for the next episode. And with that, thank you all so much for watching. That was a hell of a first mission, but Rydek was on the bridge and had reports from the officers. The captain did not. She absolutely had every right to countermand his orders. But, with that, I hope that our second main character is okay, and thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please feel free to leave a like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.